Hi Aquarius, how's everybody doing? Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. It looks like you're waiting on something, but you may feel really uncomfortable waiting on something. You may feel like you hit a low point, or maybe like your mood is oscillating a little bit. Or maybe you also just feel restless because something isn't happening. It seems like some type of process that you're in that's kind of slow moving, and that may feel frustrating. Okay, we're looking at the High Priestess. So, intuition on point. I'm looking at the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. What is this about? I'm looking at the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Swords. Some really big ending that you had, that you're making progress with. Ooh. It seems like you were really on point with something intuitively, and that you really trusted yourself as well. Regardless of what was going on, regardless of what was going on in the environment, it seems like intuitively you knew something and you went with it, and you were successful because of that. I'm seeing this be related to an interpersonal connection that you have. Your self-trust and you believing that your intuition is right is absolutely what helped you in this situation. Like, I'm seeing it gave you the best possible outcome. Something needed to be made right, it looks like. Yeah, I'm seeing justice be brought to a situation. Justice is like wanting to do something in the right way, feeling like you're getting off to a balanced start, making sure that what you're doing is in alignment for you related to something new that you're starting. Also with the King of Cups here, wanting to make sure that you're grounded within this, making decisions with a clear head. I'm also looking at counterpart energy with the King and the Queen of Cups here. So this is like wanting to be grounded and make sure that you're managing your emotions, and also making sure you're not pushing everything down, making sure that you're feeling everything, that you're open to feeling everything. Even the things that feel like scary to admit to, or the things that may feel painful. It's about like feeling all of it, feeling the whole spectrum. So the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs. And also learning how to sit with that, learning how to hold that and contain that. Seeing you at the bottom of the deck here. It looks like there's something difficult recently that you went through. But I feel like instead of closing yourself off to it, you're kind of just experiencing it. For some of you, there can be some legal matters involved with a relationship. With Justice and the Four of Wands, this can be like a marriage, this can be a divorce, or it can be some type of serious relationship where there was some type of conflict. For some of you, this is something that could really be intertwined with like finances or your home life even. Your livelihood, I'm hearing. Yeah, what I'm seeing is that you could have been feeling conflicted about something because it wasn't meeting your standards or someone wasn't showing up for you in a way that felt right. Like somebody may have not been treating you in the right way, something like that, or how you want to be treated, or you didn't feel empowered by something which you were feeling conflicted about. But it may have been something that you have some type of tie or commitment to, so you're trying to figure out what you wanted to do about this situation, but you knew you didn't feel right about something. It's like you were involved in something and you know ideally how it's supposed to go, and that's not what was happening in the situation. But you may have not had like concrete proof even of something, and you needed to trust yourself and your intuition. This is even just like you having a feeling like you don't want to be involved in something and being like, you know what, I'm actually going to choose to walk away from this, or to move on from it, or to uninvolve myself in this. You could have even been being treated in a way that you didn't like, but it's somebody that you felt close with. So you were like, do I put up with this or do I not put up with this? What should I do? Looks like you're recognizing that your higher self is like, let it go. It looks like you may have thought that she wanted something, and you're recognizing that in order to actually obtain what you want, you have to let go of something that maybe at one point you thought you wanted. And this big ending that you're going through is necessary. Even though it may feel like uncomfortable or unsettling, or a lot of things are changing in the environment or changing within a relationship, this is necessary for you to actually get closer to what it is that you want. I'm also hearing retrieve, for you to retrieve something that you want. I'm hearing retrieval. Yeah, something was going on in a relationship. I mean, this doesn't have to be a partnership, although it definitely can be with Libra here, which speaks about partnerships, but it can be like business partnerships, it can be friendships, it can be siblings, it can be relationships with your parents, children, anyone really. So there was some type of argument. You were feeling conflicted about it. This could have affected you in your home life, goals, even your finances. It looks like there's maybe a desire to even move away from something that's like, it looks like you're branching away from something. It looks like there are two people and then you're branching away and being like, I want to do this on my own. So I don't know if this is like what this is related to personally for you, but you may be leaving behind something where you were connecting with other people or another person and being and pursuing something independently, it looks like. You may be wondering too if this is going to pay off for you as well, or be just as good or equal to or better than what you were doing before. Like that may be something that you're trying to figure out right now. I'm looking at the moon. I'm looking at I'm hearing so many different zodiacs. Let's just stick to what's here. Leo, Libra, Saturn, Taurus. I'm looking at Neptune on the bottom of the deck. I was hearing Neptune. I was also hearing Virgo. It looks like confidence is key, but confidence not in an ego way. Confidence in you knowing how you want to be treated, knowing where it is that you find support, you supporting yourself, being confident in your independence, especially in the way that you're handling yourself emotionally and how you're making decisions based off of that. It looks too like you could have been in a situation where like emotions could have gotten the best of you, but you may be working on like not giving a reaction or setting boundaries rather than getting involved in some type of drama even. It looks like this ending that you're going through, it's with something that you were emotionally connected with, but it seems necessary again for you to obtain what it is that you're looking to obtain. Yeah, I'm seeing that there could be something that you may still think that you want, but you're recognizing or maybe coming to understand that you have to let it go. I'm seeing it be like you already know that you need to let go of this thing, but it may be difficult to let go of because I'm seeing a lot of concern related to actually having to release something. Because you may be trying to make something work, like make a piece fit, a puzzle piece fit in a place that it doesn't go. And it's almost like I'm seeing someone trying to do a puzzle here, and you have this piece and you're like, oh, I finally got the piece that goes here. And then when you put it in, you realize that it doesn't fit there. And you're like all beside yourself because you're recognizing that you're not going to get that piece to fit and that you're going to have to put it somewhere else and that a different piece actually goes there. So it feels like you're in that process of like recognizing that and recognizing that that piece isn't going to fit. This is what I'm seeing, if that makes sense. It feels like a recalibration that's happening here. This may, I was going to say, feel disappointing. I'm looking at the Five of Cups. This may feel disappointing. Like you may feel even regretful about this. However, I'm seeing there be a need for you to kind of pick yourself up and dust yourself off and continue moving forward after you process, of course, because I'm seeing that a new opportunity is going to be presenting itself to you, but there's a sense of needing to process whatever this is that you're still in the midst of letting go of. Make sure that you allow yourself the time to properly emotionally move through all of this so it's not lingering for you. Because I'm seeing this be something heavy, like energetically, emotionally for you. It really looks too like you may have very much convinced yourself that you wanted something. However, you recognize that you're going to have to let it go because it's not going to work out. And of course those moments are very disappointing. It's like your expectations aren't met or what you thought was going to happen is not going to happen and now things are changing and that can feel destabilizing to experience as well. It's like whatever model this was that you had in your head, there's a sense of needing to adjust this to what's actually going on and to let it go and again recalibrate yourself to what's actually going on here. If you know your rising sign, you may want to check out the reading for your rising sign. Different areas of your chart are going to relate to different areas of your life. So those readings may manifest again in different areas. But if you watch for your rising, it may tell you more so what's going on in your physical reality. For your moon, things that are going on emotionally for you, but maybe in a less tangible or physical sense. If you're watching for your Venus, it can be relationships and also sometimes even finances. North Node can be career related, MC can be career related. It looks like some important conversation is going to be had, but you want to be mindful about the way that you do this. Like only saying what's needed and maybe being more so on the receptive end than the advancing end. You may also be thinking about whether or not you're going to engage with someone in the first place. This looks like it's related to some past partnership. This lesson that you're completing is about calling judgment. Calling judgment is about assessing a situation and making the best decision possible using what you're feeling, your intuition, your rationale, your higher self, bringing everything all together and making a decision. So it's like using all of your faculties and getting them all on the same page to work together to make the best decision for you. I'm seeing this definitely be related to an interpersonal connection. Looking at the Lovers, the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I'm also looking at the Emperor here. Once you get through this situation, it seems like you're going to feel like you found your voice in a new way. Something that's being worked on. You may be working on your decision making, how you're communicating, how you're listening. Because when we talk about the Queen of Swords, the difference between the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, the King of Swords is like somebody that's going to get up in front of everybody and have a conversation or start a conversation. The masculine energy is always more so like advancing and taking action and doing things like that. The feminine energy, which all of us have masculine and feminine energy is about being receptive. So this is about what you do with your throat chakra in relation to being receptive. So it's about hearing, it's about thinking, it's about processing before speaking, it's about wondering like how much you want to share, if you want to share that, being able to see what people are saying regardless of like what language they're using. So to be able to read into things and understand things in a full way because you're taking into consideration their energy and not just the words that they're using. It looks too like there's something that you're going to let go of once your perspective shifts, and you may have been holding on to something that you didn't realize you need to let go of. I'm seeing this be related to something from the past, something you've been worried about. I'm looking at a message. I'm looking at message or communication or somebody coming through relating to a partnership. And I'm also seeing a sense of disappointment, sadness, regret with the Five of Cups at the top over here. And it looks like a situation where I'm looking at the Magician, which speaks on Mercury. So this does have to do with processing and communication, and it also has to do with the decision that you're going to be making. It looks like it's related to a conversation, and an important conversation, significant conversation, potentially that you may be having with someone. But this can always be you having a conversation with yourself about how you want to proceed with something, and something that you may be realizing you're ready to let go of or getting to the point. What it looks like to me is that you're already very much aware of what needs to be let go of, or you're even getting to that point, but there's a sense of like actually needing to be okay with doing this in order to follow through. So it looks like a matter of will here, like what you're willing to do. Are you willing to let go of a situation or a person, even someone that you had a connection with? So like obviously a very complicated thing because feelings are involved in it. There's a connection, you have history with someone. But you could even be getting like news or having a conversation with someone and it didn't go as planned. As I said before about that puzzle piece, it seems like you may have thought something was going in a particular direction or that something would lead to something else. and that it doesn't actually go the way that you thought that it had. So this is about readjusting to what's actually going on and taking things from there and being able to completely clear out what you thought was going to happen but what didn't happen. So this is about letting go of all of that and being like, well, what's happening right now, regardless of what I thought or what my expectations were or what you did or what I didn't, regardless of all of that, what happened right now and where can we go from here moving forward. So that's what it looks like to me. You may still be watching someone or like keeping some type of energetic connection or pathway open with them, and you may not be doing this any longer. You may be easing off doing that. Because it looks like there may be something that you're doing that has been keeping you from letting go of something because you've been maintaining an energetic connection. And it's something that you may be clearing out completely if you choose to. It looks like that's what's being suggested here. If you have not been checking up on someone, then it would be their energy checking up on you. But I am seeing that here. It's because you have a connection with someone. So those bonds are also hard to break unless we are deliberately doing that. And even then, they can still kind of sneak up on you. It ebbs and it flows. In this spread, I'm looking at Aries, Neptune, which is Pisces energy, Gemini, Pluto, and Mercury. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.